Jay Maratati. Hello and welcome to Celtic Roots Radio, coming to you today from Downpatrick, Northern Ireland. Celtic, folk, folk rock, Appalachian, bluegrass, Scottish, Irish, Breton, Cajun. If it's Celtic or roots music you like, you'll find it here on Celtic Roots Radio.
We all have stories, been led down the garden path, broken promises and heartaches, but I surrendered when we began. And you stole my wounded heart. I'm a prisoner of your open arms. And if I had the chance to escape, well, I'd stay. Anyway, I would stay. I would stay. I remember when I met you. You were like the shining star in my night. You gently guided me to what I needed. You helped me see the other side. And you stole my wounded heart. I'm a prisoner of your open arms. And if I had the chance to escape, well, I'd stay. Anyway, I would stay. I would stay. Yes, I would stay. 'Cause your love is like cool, cool rain. And you stole my wounded heart. I'm a prisoner of your open arms. And if I had the chance to escape, I'd stay. Anyway, I would stay. I would stay. I would stay. Your love is like cool, cool rain. I will stay. I would stay. 'Cause your love is like cool, cool rain. I would stay. I would stay. 'Cause your love is like cool, cool rain. I would stay. Yes, I would stay. 'Cause your love is like cool, cool rain.
Jay Maratati. We're back again for another Celtic Roots Radio show. I'm Raymond McCullough in Downpatrick, County Down. A clatter of Celtic and roots music and a wee bit of crack from myself. We started the show off with a great song from Nollaig Willcuts from Oregon, USA. You Stole My Heart from our album One More Step. And if you've only just discovered us, make yourself at home and enjoy the crack, and you can catch up on our previous 60-odd shows. Your comments on the show are always welcome, and if you're on Facebook, I've now got an author, musician, presenter page on Facebook where you can get all kinds of updates and links. So go and like the page, Raymond McCullough Author. Check out our Celtic Roots Cafe community where you'll find information about our artists and bands. Just click the Cafe button on our website, CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you like the crack on our shows, you can listen to it separately on our Celtic Roots Crack podcast, or you can read it at your leisure on our Celtic Roots Crack blog. Find all the info on the podcast page at CelticRootsRadio.com. Once more, we've had some great comments on the show. Roger Segura from Valls, near Barcelona in Spain, contacted us through our Facebook page. Can you put more Celtic music of Europe in your radio? Sure thing, Roger. We've had some Breton music in a couple of recent shows, and more coming today, so your wish is granted. Luther Haynes from Missouri, USA, emailed us to say, Gia Jitch, I pray that this email finds your family well. I live in southeast Missouri in the Stat Ontat. I enjoy listening to the podcasts that you've given to us. There's more music than the other guys, and it's different because it's from all walks of life. I listen to the podcasts at work, and I enjoy them every day. Raymond, your dialect and accent is the crack. Some people might have difficulty listening to it, but it helps me as a learner to study the Irish language. I enjoy it very much and want to visit the Isles one day. Keep them coming and enjoy the great work. I'll spread the word for all through my social media. Slán go fáil agus bana Gia. For a maggot, Roger, an LRJ60 gave the show its 30th 5-star review on Apple Podcasts USA, entitled Harp. My desire is to learn to play the harp at 61. Hey, that's great, LRJ. You're never too old to learn. I bought myself an Irish harp about 2 years ago, but I just haven't had the time to sit down and learn to play it much so far. And on the subject of reviews, I've got some special news for you. I've just launched a single, which will be appearing very soon on Apple Music and Spotify, and is already available on CD Baby. You're listening to it right now. It's a Celtic rock instrumental called Artir Seo Aguinne, Our Land, and you can get it now for 99 cents at cdbaby.com, or you can download a free copy of it if you go to Apple Podcasts and leave a review of the show. Then email me, Raymond@CelticRootsRadio.com, to claim your free download. The first 5 reviews will get a free copy, plus, of course, your review will be read out on the show. You can also get a free copy if you become a patron of the show for just $1 a month on Patreon. If you contribute $5 a month, you'll also receive a free copy of my book, A Wee Taste of Crack, which is the Irish crack from the first 25 episodes of this show. And for $10 a month, you can also get my CD, Different. When the funding reaches $1,000 a month, I'm planning to begin a new Celtic Roots TV show using artist videos plus extra footage filmed right here in Ireland. Find all the information about this on our new support page at CelticRootsRadio.com. And don't forget our station on Shoutcast for music 24/7, crack from myself, and shows from other podcasters. Find it on our radio page at CelticRootsRadio.com.
Help me with all this mess. I know you just can't resist tugging at my point of view. Turn on the radio, for long is where you'll go, and I'll still be sitting right here. You are the best thing I'll ever see. I'm broke, I'm bound by your rope. Wrap that piece up around my neck. I'm always in between it. It gets lost, have you seen it? My dreams, where did they go? You are the best thing I'll ever. You are the best thing I'll ever. Best thing I've ever seen. Tugging at my point of view. And on the radio, for long is where you go, and I'll still be sitting right here. blessing of the Lord. You are the blessing of the Lord. You are the blessing of the Lord. See.
That was Jakob from Ohio, USA, with a song called Radio. I really like that wee tune. There's one thing that people always associate with Ireland, although they actually originated in the Americas. The Inca Indians in Peru were the first to cultivate potatoes back around 5000 BC. When, in 1536, the Spanish conquistadors conquered Peru, discovered the potato and brought it to Europe. Sir Walter Raleigh brought potatoes to Ireland in 1589 on his 40,000-acre estate near Cork, and the rest, as they say, is history. But why is the potato associated so much with Ireland? Well, the main reason is that during penal times most of the Irish were poor tenant farmers. They grew wheat, barley and oats on their small holdings, but it took the sale of most of that to pay the high rents, so they cultivated a small area of their land in potatoes, and mostly they lived on that. Which is why the Irish famine in 1845 and subsequent years had such a devastating effect. The potato blight that destroyed the crops affected Britain and Europe also, but the people there were not so dependent on the potato for survival. They had bread and meat to live on. Did you know that all through the famine years, Ireland continued to export cattle, sheep, pigs, wheat and barley in great quantities? Profits came first, unfortunately, and the poor people found their only means of sustenance turned into a rotting mush. Many of them tried to survive on grass, and often whole families were found dead, with grass stains on their mouths. Capitalism and a lack of concern, sure they were only Irish Catholics, weren't they, caused the deaths of about 1 million people. Actually though, quite a few Protestants, mainly Presbyterians, died also. There was no international famine aid or emotional TV appeals in those days. So you'd think we'd have gone right off potatoes by now, wouldn't you? Not a bit of it. We were up in Donegal a few years ago and decided to have a meal in Buncrana in the old railway station there, which has become a restaurant and a pub. While we were waiting for a table, there was a local boy making a mobile phone call home to his wife. He'd obviously stopped in for a pint, and by the look of him he intended to have a few more, but was reassuring his wife, "I'll be home for the spuds now, so I will." "Oh, why? I'll be home for the spuds." When he actually arrived home for the spuds is anybody's guess, and whether they were still fit to eat or stone cold or burnt or maybe eaten by the dog, we'll never know. Perhaps not the recipe for domestic harmony, eh? And we've been listening to a Breton tune, Ronde de Loudeac, from a trio called Zonk, Stronk, from Rennes in Bretagne, France.
Go bana ge da bana ge da vyo e da bana go da bana ge da bana ge da vyo mach na nyua mach na nyewa mach na runa mach na rewa e da bana go da bana e da bana ge da vyo e da bana go da bana e da bana ge da vyo mach na jila mach na spida mach na speda e da bana go da bana e da bana ge da vyo e da bana go da bana e da bana ge da vyo mach na waza mach na lesa machna crunia machna kera bana koda bana heda bana gada vyo heda bana koda bana heda bana gada vyo machna dua machna neva machna gila machna grena heda bana koda bana heda bana gada vyo heda bana koda bana heda bana gada vyo mach moi da naginenia is mach che tuskaskewa heda bana koda bana keda bana gada vyo heda bana koda bana heda bana gada vyo Colin stucken in the hot more Colin stucken in the hot more Colin stucken in the hot more Crib the Nova Gart is a hot more How 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman Crib the Nova Gart is a hot more Colin stucken in the hot more Colin stucken in the hot more Colin stucken in the hot more Crib the Nova Gart is a hot more How 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman 1 year at a cribbers at a vatach Nova Kenyaman Crib the Nova Gart is a hot more I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan Aus na Punyakan as a Vorstikam na Soipet Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Habatach Schnaka on the Garik I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan I Kurshnach agus Kurish in the Kailan Aus na Punyakan as a Vorstikam na Soipet Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Achwana Dawa Macha Kuichans and Nafka Habatach Schnaka on the Garik
Was Andrew McFayden from British Columbia, Canada, and a seasonal song called Duan Nollaig set from his Christmas album Coinneal. Speaking of recipes, I said we were down in Dublin recently for the first time in a few years. We had a meal in Gallagher's Boxty House in Temple Bar, and of course we both had Boxty. It's a sort of pancake made with potato and then filled with chicken, beef or whatever in a sauce. Very tasty. You can get it in Belfast too, on the Belfast Barge, a floating restaurant on the River Lagan. In nearly any Irish restaurant you can get a pita chomp, which is mashed potato with scallions mixed in, spring onions if you're English. By the way, did you know that the word scallion came from the town of Ashkelon in Israel? Another variation on chomp is something called colcannon, which is mashed potato mixed with cabbage. That's very tasty as well. But something you're unlikely to find south of the border is potato bread. That's an Ulster thing, a vital component of the Ulster fry in fact. If you've never had an Ulster fry, then you'd better get yourself over here and try one, but maybe not if you're suffering from heart disease already. They also do potato bread in Scotland. When I was a wee nipper, my mother used to make soda bread, wheaten, treacle bread and potato bread, all baked on a griddle set on top of a gas stove. You take a wee of cooked potatoes and mash them up, add a wee taste of flour and a teaspoonful of salt, and spread the mix out on a flour-covered board or baking sheet. Then you roll the mix out thin and place it on the griddle with some flour sprinkled on it. Cut it into 4 furrows and cook it dry. You can always fry it up in the pan with oil or butter later. My mother also made a variation on this called potato apple, potato bread with chopped apple mixed in. Delicious. It's very hard to find anywhere that sells potato apple these days, but you can easily make it yourself. The other potato thing we love is potato crisps. or potato chips if you're American. They were supposedly invented by a black American chef in Saratoga, New York, one George Crumb, I kid you not, but actually they first appeared in an English cookbook by William Kitchener in 1817. Of course, an Irishman got in on the act, Joe Murphy, who else, known as Spud Murphy, who started a potato company in Ireland and is credited with inventing cheese and onion flavoured crisps, my favourite. The potato factory in Northern Ireland is inside a big stone castle down in Tandragee, County Armagh. I actually once drove a lorry, a truck, right inside the castle to make a delivery. Oh, and by the way, not far from Dublin we have the Tato Theme Park. So we Irish do love our spuds, purties, praties, whatever. You've heard of the Irish mixed grill, haven't you? Roast potatoes, chips and mash. And we're listening to Piob, agus, Fidil, pipe and fiddle from Chicago, Illinois, USA, and Sliabh, mBan.
Of senseless war.
That was Once Upon a Time in the Sand Dunes, the nativity story, from Laura Mulcahy from County Clare here in Ireland. And we're going to finish with a song by Closer Than Strangers from Pennsylvania, USA. This is God and Ghosts. Take care now, okay? Slán go fóill.
She believes in the greater good, where every man does what everyone should. And I don't have her heart to break, but I gave to her my soul to take. 'Cause she's too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. All my days spent wide-eyed closed, all my life I've known. And she believes in God and ghost, says that we are never truly alone. And I don't know about any of those things, but I won't take from her the comfort it brings. 'Cause she's too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. All my days spent wide-eyed closed, all my life I've known. Too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. Makes me forget everything I know. It's too good to leave alone. God and ghost, one of those things is what scares me the most. She's too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. All my days spent wide-eyed closed, all my life I've known. Too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. Makes me forget everything I know. It's too good to leave alone, too good to leave alone. Too good to leave alone. Makes me wanna leave everything I own. Just too good to leave alone.
Well, that's all we have time for on this show. Remember, you can find out more information about the artists and songs played on the show on our website at CelticRootsRadio.com. And if you're an independent artist and you'd like to hear your music played on this show, again, you'll find details on our website. That's CelticRootsRadio.com. Tune in again next week to Celtic Roots Radio. I'm Raymond McCullough, coming to you from Ireland. Slán agus Banna Dia.